FPUC, UI, PUA. You can do UI retroactively and escalate it if you made more money than they know about in your state's unemployment office. And what is PUA and what's FPUC and how does it work? Under the third stimulus, $1,400 third stimulus check package, there will be FPUC, UI, and PUA extended from March to August. FPUC will be $400 a week from March to August in the third stimulus check package. But in this throwback video, I explain the nuances of FPUC, UI, PUA, enhanced unemployment benefits, and certifying for benefits, and how to get it even retro when you haven't paid the appropriate amount over time. Enjoy this throwback video on Overnight's LALATE about unemployment. Seven states go LWA, hey, LWA, hey. But what the hell is happening with LWA and the rest of the states? Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hope you're good. This is our 2-hour programming block that starts every day at 3:30 with the check and then goes to hazard pay, FPUC, and final rent assistance. This is singularly the most important video after the check today. I thought the check would not be a big issue, but as we saw the debut of the talk of a debut of a new Republican second stimulus package this afternoon, this became the second most important video. Why is this so important? Because of new FEMA data obtained by LALATE released minutes ago. I'll be going over it right away. People have asked me, and I need you to understand, I usually say this in the video, go to the front of this channel and like and subscribe to this channel because I'm literally updating you about the FEMA situation on PUA by the minute and UI and FPUC. And this is the latest data. 7 states. That's going to be 7 total states will be participating in the $300 per week. LWA, which is now called lost wage assistance, which is the replacement to FPUC. 7 states will be participating in it, giving 3 weeks of $300. That's it. They may throw additional $100 on top of it from their own respective state, and they have the authority to give you $100 from their own respective state until December, but they don't have to. Now, let me go to this backstory. Now that we have all the data up front, which of those 7 states are Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Louisiana, Missouri, New Mexico, and Utah. If you have been with this channel since this weekend, I have been telling you that states quickly clamored to apply to FEMA for FPUC, now LWA. And let me explain to you what's going on. What the hell is LWA? LWA is the replacement for FPUC. FPUC under the CARES Act passed, and the first stimulus package was at $600 a week. It went on top of UA and PUA. UI and PUA. It was $600 per week for the month of March. Any week you worked for the month of March all the way to like July. The important thing you even remember is that if you're still certified for benefits for weeks from March all the way up to July, you're still on the $600 a week. You're still going to get the $600 a week. It's just the law says you can't get $600 a week after a week in July when the bill expired. FPUC, Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, went on top of UI and PUA under the CARES Act from March to July. No more. Negotiations unfolded. There was talk, and I report on this channel, I'm still standing by the reports, that the Republicans and the Democrats agreed upon an extension of FPUC from between $400 and $600 a week all the way to January 1st to December 31st, but they couldn't get it done. As you know, FPUC was money from the federal government, from the Treasury, under the auspices of Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary, which got routed to the states, and then you got the money sent to you by your state. It said $600. In some states, they would send it as part of your normal payments, or sometimes you would actually get a separate deposit slip. It would just be a separate transaction. They're still processing those weeks, and they're still going to process those weeks. Those are not part of what I'm talking about, what's coming up next. The president 2 weeks ago issued an executive order to extend unemployment benefits. The executive order made a lot of people think the Treasury was going to send out the FPUC. It's not. Rather, the president defaulted to using FEMA funds that are delegated for COVID-19 to fund this new round of FPUC. I call it FPUC 2.0. It's really slang because it's not called FPUC. It's just, I got to tell you, I spent literally from April to July to educate viewers what $600 a week was called. It's called FPUC. Remember how many videos I made? Everyone kept on saying, I'm getting $600 a week from PUA. I'm like, no, it's called FPUC. I went 4 months of telling viewers, and they finally got it. Everyone finally got it, and what did they go and do? They changed the name again. Okay, so now I got to teach you a new name. It's now not called FPUC anymore. Now it's called LWA. LWA, hey, LWA, hey. It's just, Nikki's about to cover it in her next album. That's the current name. And so it's underwritten by FEMA. So what states had to do is they had to apply to FEMA to get approved to pay this LWA to their state people who are on UI or PUA. FEMA is actually, they're actually very impressive with their ability to give you numbers and data. They're literally issuing statements like every day, even on the weekend. Very, very impressive. So they issued a data on Saturday, they issued one yesterday, and I'm literally making videos every 4 hours based upon new data. This is the latest data. 7 states have applied, 7 states are approved. Those states are Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Louisiana, Missouri, and New Mexico and Utah. If you did not hear your state, this is what you have to understand. As far as I have now heard, and it could certainly be incorrect, it could certainly change in a minute or so, there apparently is no other states currently in queue to be approved after those 7 states. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was what FEMA initially had reported. And there's also nothing preventing other states to change their mind and actually apply. How does this work? How much money will you see? And when would you see the money? So if you're not in those states, you're not going to see money as of the moment. If you are in those states, you will see 3 payments of $300 if you have 3 weeks impacted by COVID-19. That's it. $900. That's from FEMA. The states, by the way the law is written, can give you an additional $100 themselves every week all the way up to December 31st. If they want to, they don't have to. So you could see $400 for 3 weeks from FEMA and the state, and then after that you could see $100 a week from the respective state. Why? FEMA's running out of money. FEMA does not have enough money. FEMA has literally said, we don't have enough money. We're going to be running out of funds, and we'll run out of funds within 3 weeks. So who will get paid first? As if this couldn't be any more darn confusing. I mean, this is like choosing for head of household on Big Brother. It's just, the vote. This is like, final elimination on The Bachelor. Who's going to get the final rose? Well, who's going to get the final rose when FEMA's down to a few states? This is the way Bachelor in Paradise is about to work. FEMA says the first movers would get more and the later ones would get less. So if I recall correctly, Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, God, I'm trying to remember which ones were first. I think it was Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, and New Mexico were the first 4. I can't remember. Oh wait, maybe I have it on this page. No, I don't. I just watched yesterday's video, because yesterday's video had which were the first 4. I can't remember now which were the first 4. But I know Arizona was of the first 4, but I don't remember the other 3. Those would definitely get the 3 weeks. There's a potential of the remainder of these 7 states that they may not get even the full 3 weeks. The funds could run out even faster than that. So what does this mean about PUA? What does this mean about UI? What does this mean about FPUC? Okay, so here is the entire other mess that's formulated this afternoon. It's the return of Mitch Hanse. Mitch Onse is coming back on tour. As if you didn't buy the first album, it didn't go to Billboard Top 10. It just was not very popular. Mitch Onse, that Republican bill from Mitch McConnell, is back as another version. Yet a fifth second stimulus package is set to be debuted by the Republicans this afternoon, even by the time you see this video, but after my recording. Mitch McConnell introduced the first version, which was the HEALS Act. It called for $200 second stimulus, $200 FPUC. Extended to December 31st. The second version was Steve Mnuchin's negotiations in 2 weeks with Nancy Pelosi, which ultimately appeared to have ended around $400 a week to December 31st. The third version was the president's executive order. That's what's the basis of LWA. $300 underwritten by FEMA, $100 from states if they want to provide for it. The fourth version was the president's tweets last Friday saying that he's ordering unemployment benefits be sent out by someone. That appears to have no traction. The fifth version will be the Republican skinny bill, which is what I'm calling it, because it's like, I can't, who can keep track of this? This is like, this is like keeping track of Nee's bad wigs on a reunion. It's just like, how do you keep track of all these bills? The fifth version coming this afternoon from the Republicans, will be $300 a week, says reports. $300 a week to December 31st will be a pure $300. What is pure? I always refer to pure as really it's just a number, and it's not something else tied to something. I got to tell you, I'm not going to be... I'm not shading anyone or being, salty, but I got to tell you, as Steve Mnuchin comes back again with FPUC tied to some complex computer system that does computer calculations at 75% of your 2019 earnings divided by cost of goods sold, everyone is going to literally laugh to the curb, because everyone has told Steve Mnuchin, stop doing this. The states don't have the computer systems for it. I don't know if they're going to be that pig-headed to do it again. Maybe they've woken up and said, just do a number, just do $300 and send it out from Treasury. Don't tie it to anything from the states. There's three things at issue. If you're new to this channel, let me recap them for you. The first one is that FPUC 1.0 was sent out by Treasury. It came from Treasury's funds. It didn't come from states' funds. All this chatter from Steve Mnuchin over the last couple of weeks has been tied to states paying FPUC. They don't have the money. They're going bankrupt. They don't have the money. They're not going to pay it. They'll never pay it. They're not, and no one's going to allow them to pay it, because the Democrats are going to shoot it down, and no bill will ever get traction or support from the Americans, because they don't want their states to go bankrupt. Second, I think it's second, maybe it's third, the states have said we don't have computer systems that can handle complex computer systems. So Steve Mnuchin, for over a week and a half, wasted everyone's time by saying that he wanted FPUC to be tied to a 2019 earnings calculated at 75%. States said, wait a second, Steve. This is why you don't like politicians. State said to Steve, wait a second, I have been telling you for months, our computers are from, 1992. They're not even running, they're running Windows XP, it's just, they're running we have old Macintoshes in the back room running, the unemployment benefits. So stop doing this to us, Steve. And so they said, don't do it. We can't run it. We don't have computer programmers. We don't have the ability to upgrade our computer systems to do these mathematical calculations. He did it. Then they also said to him, we don't have people's 2019 earnings. We're an unemployment office. We don't track that type of information. We can't calculate it. He did it. So after he did it, they said, why did you do it? It's that sort of pig-headedness that everyone is just getting irate about, when you should be doing a pure number. And so all indications hopefully suggest that someone woke up at Treasury this time around and understood to do a pure number for purposes of FPUC. Now, what you need to understand, and I forgot to do it in the other two videos, I apologize, let me explain it to you right now. The skinny bill from the Republicans is procedurally not really going anywhere. And I hope viewers understand this, because I don't always cover this because it's a little bit boring. But first of all, The Senate is not in session. So if Mitch McConnell debuts, that's why I was called Michante, if Mitch McConnell debuts a skinny bill this afternoon, congratulations, you debuted a bill. Did you introduce it to the Senate floor for a vote? No. Is the Senate open for them to put it on the bill? No. Could he order the Senate back in session? Sure, he will. Will he then put it for a vote? Okay, yes, he could. Will they approve it? Possibly, yes. Then what? It goes to the House, which is run by Democrats, which won't approve it, which then kills it. So I don't know. It is becoming a little bit of a dog and pony show. So there we go. So the good news is that if you're in those 7 states, you're going to get $300. You'll get at most $900. Amen to that. You won't get more. If you're in any other states, you won't get it. If you're in any states, you'll still get your $600 all the way up to the week of July. And then the other great news is you should go to the front of this channel where there's a subscribe and alert button. Hit them because I'm updating this literally by the minute. So if another state gets into the system, I will inform you. Go into the pinned comments. If you're not getting alerts from this channel, please follow that information as to how to ensure you're getting alerts. We're approaching 200,000 subscribers, the first time in the history of YouTube anyone has done this in less than just a few weeks. We launched on April 25th. You can do the math. Insane. Thank you for the love and support of this channel. A lot of really helpful people are helping one another for UI and PUA questions. So I appreciate the support that one another are really trying to help people get through these things as well. I've always said early on in this video, because I've been doing PUA since the very first day of this channel launch, the very first day I did PUA videos, I said get on PUA, get on UI if you are eligible, because ultimately it could pay the rent. Don't wait around for the second stimulus check. Get on PUA UI. I did that for my EIDL videos. Viewers, I did for everyone. And a lot of people, it saved them. It really did. And it can still save you. Coming up next is rent assistance. As always, stay informed, stay motivated, stay smiling, and stay LALATE for more.